Hi and welcome to another edition of www.winemastery.co.uk. I'm John Lyford and this is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you all about wine. And we're on our wine tour. We're in France and we're in the middle of France, over a little bit to the east, but in the middle of France, and we're looking at...
We are looking at the Beaujolais, or some of the Beaujolais today. Now, as we
say some, how many are there?
Well, there's 10 crews in the Beaujolais.
10 crews?
Yeah, that's the kind of Beaujolais, how they would...
Not the Navy type cruise?
No, well, no, unfortunately. Just wines, just wines. The thing is that France is such a huge place with so many kind of different areas and so many different things we can go for. It's just where do you start? But we have to start somewhere, so I thought, Beaujolais, why not there? They do tend to be quite well known, so I thought if we get a grasp of these, then we can kind of branch off from those and see where we go.
Excellent. So the first one is
our first one. Now, yes, as I said, there's kind of 10 different crews. So what I've gone for today is 3. What I've tried to say, which we do with most of the videos, is kind of definite styles, so you can tell the difference. So it's going to be very interesting, especially interesting as Beaujolais is your favourite.
Yeah.
So yes, the 10 crews. One of these, when I said the crews, there's kind of different like areas within the Beaujolais region where I mean these crews are right in the middle basically, so these are deemed, I don't know, the most popular, the ones that everybody knows about, and to have definite styles about them. So you might even recognise some of the names as we go along.
Are all of the 10 regions, do they all export or some just kept for France?
No, they all export.
Okay.
They all export. In fact, apparently Beaujolais is one of the best exporting wine regions ever.
Well, it always used to be Nouveau Beaujolais, isn't
the
there?
Beaujolais Nouveau.
That died off.
It has died off a wee bit, but it's still that's probably one of the biggest earners for the Beaujolais cruise. Again, Beaujolais Nouveau was a very it's meant to be drunk very, very young. I think it's harvested like August, September time, and then it's deemed like the third Thursday every November. That is Beaujolais Nouveau Day, and there used to be like a massive thing back in the day where it was whoever got the first bottle of Beaujolais Nouveau over to the country. That was give it kind of a novel kind
race
of thing.
almost.
Yeah, almost. But nowadays, obviously, it's shipped over. We get them not massively, maybe 3 or 4 days earlier than the deemed Thursday. But unfortunately, they are kept in bond, or we have to sign a little letter saying a piece of paper saying we're not allowed to sell them till that third Thursday. But yeah, back in the day, it was a massive thing. I remember when I first started, all those years ago, we were selling maybe a good 50 to 80 cases on that one kind of Thursday. Now we're down to about maybe a dozen because as I say, you get it in much quicker. It's not quite the.
I think also it died off after the lamb dispute because people used to boycott. I can read my words. Boy, thank you. My words tonight. You're not going to hear a sense from me tonight. My words have just evaporated.
Wait till he's had a glass.
Wait till I've had a glass. Yeah. So yeah, they used to boycott that year. They boycotted Beaujolais Nouveau because there was they were boycotting our lamb and all sorts of disputes going between the French and English farmers.
Yeah.
So there was this reaction, and I think it didn't really recover after that.
No, it probably still stands today with a lot of the French products. I'd probably say.
Yeah.
However,
still very good product.
Oh, I'm not going to knock this for a minute, but it's going to be very, very interesting to try these 3 together. And
not that I'm anxious or anything.
I know, but it was. So we are starting with I would probably say the most well known is the Fleurie. Yes, let us get this in the glass.
Okay.
Right, and this in particular one is Georges de Boeuf. Now, Georges de Boeuf being the producer, so Georges de Boeuf was he was known as the king of Beaujolais, and I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's not so much the producers really. It's more the area, because each area does have like its own intricate, the soil, the climate kind of thing, how high or how low this has grown. So anyway, the Fleurie. Actually, that's quite. I can smell that.
Yeah,
already.
I can. Yeah.
That's quite. Generally, all the kind of Beaujolais are made with Gamay grape. So Gamay grape is quite. It's a fairly well-known grape. It tends to have it's a red wine, or a black grape they would call it, but it's got a very, very thin skin. So usually with your Gamays, you tend to get that you know, we've talked about the tannins in wine before, which comes from the skin basically. If you were to chew a grape skin, you get that dry edge, or that dry sensation. So the bigger, the darker the grape, or the thicker the skin on there, the more tannins you are obviously going to get in there. Whereas this, with having a thin skin, the tannins are less apparent in there, or should be. So.
Okay.
I mean, you can see there as well. That is very, very light,
Yes.
very clean. You can see straight through there, and from that you're gonna know how light it is. But I mean, from this, and I'm not even had a good smell yet. I'm smelling like strawberries and raspberries.
Okay, I get strawberries.
It smells a bit like ice cream, like
Ice cream.
yeah, it's like it has got a real kind of powerful strawberry ice cream.
Okay.
I'd go with not. Yes, definitely. I mean, I kind of know what to expect from Beaujolais and from a Fleurie, and I've never, for me, it's never been a kind of, it doesn't, not that it doesn't suit my palate kind of thing, but it's not been one that I've always gone for. It's not been a favourite of mine. However, on some of that, I'm expecting big things. Right.
Shall we go?
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Cool. First one's just for fun. Let's get that going. I see I've got this immediate with the. Yeah. Strawberry is definitely the predominant flavour in there. What you notice about that, for me, very, very light.
Yes.
Really light. And all I can taste is strawberries in there. And that's all. Once I've said that now, I can get no more.
Taste. I think you said in the previous episode that this can take being chilled.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It would definitely take a chill. I mean, the Gamay grape in general, most of them. But that could happily take a chill. I mean, that's not overly warm anyway down here. That has to have half chill on it. But the interesting thing about this is what we said earlier with the Gamay having a very thin skin. The tannins, and it's not the tannins I'm getting there, but what it is, it's high in acidity. The acidity gets you as opposed to any kind of tannins. I think Beaujolais are known as kind of, and after having a sip here, I can understand why, because they're known as kind of quaffing wines.
Yes.
Because that is an easy goer, isn't it?
It is very, yeah. How would you, what would you have with this if you were accompanying it with something?
Ooh, I've got lots of cheese definitely, you can't go wrong.
Which cheese?
In particular, I'd probably look at, I would look at something that's got the fruitiness. So matching it to an English cheese, I'd go for Ogleshield. If I'm matching it to something French, I would probably lean to the Pont l'Evêque or a Chaume, possibly.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'd suit it well. I don't think there's a wash drying. I think that'd suit that very well.
Well, I think I can officially confirm now that you've changed me.
Oh, the times I've heard that, John. Go on.
Because this used to be my favourite.
Okay.
But I don't find that the first of all, the taste doesn't, it's still there, but it's not as I sound very snobby here now. Not as complex. Hasn't got the depth of the other wines, which before I don't think I was appreciating, because you taught me to savour those. So there's nothing wrong with it. I really enjoy it. But it's when I'm just tasting the wine on its own rather than accompanying anything, it's not any longer my favourite. I think that my favourite at the moment is Malbec.
Excellent.
So
that was a cracking Malbec.
it was.
I've had loads since, you know.
And coming a close second to that is the Rioja Reserva that we.
Yes, that was the Marquis de Vittorio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there we go.
Well,
not that you're interested, but I'm just
no, that's very interesting because we've diversified. We've gone different ways here. So it's kind of because you've had a chance now to try wines that you might not have tried, and also you've tried them back to back, which
Yes.
you don't always get the chance to do that. And it does show massive differences when you are doing that. As I said before, if you're drinking one wine one night and the next, you know, a different one the other night, maybe not every single night, well, not everybody anyway, but you don't always notice those the kind of the subtle differences. But doing like that, we have. And so, yeah, well, your taste buds are just changing. We're getting there.
Are we getting there?
Before you know it, you'll be able to smell leather and eucalyptus.
I must get some eucalyptus.
Have you saw that eucalyptus?
No, I must buy some of those.
But it's still a nice wine. But also, I have to mention is, you know, this is retailing at $15.99.
Is it?
It is.
Wow.
Yes.
It's not cheap, is it?
It's not, but then, you know, one of the things I've always said is France, I will say they do make the best wines in the world, but they also charge, you know, a good
Supply
price
and demand.
for them. Yeah.
And if I could get £15 a bottle for it, rather than selling it for 10, I'd get £15 a bottle for it. Yeah.
But, and as you said, not overly complex, but then again, this is what it's made to be that. It's made to just be a quaffing wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, well that's number 1 down. I'm looking forward to number 2. See if that changes me back.
We'll see you in part 2.
See you in part 2.
Chin-chin.
Cheers.